Wooden shot glasses are a great way to experiment in the shop because they're really small and you can be as creative as you want to or experiment a little bit with the design or method you're using to make them. So let's jump out in the shop and try to make some shot glasses. Now, the first step to any lathing project is of course to make the blank. Now I'm going to be using a piece of scrap that I have left over from a cutting board project about 4 years ago or so. I'm really glad that I saved all my scraps, even though I don't have the space for it. So the first thing I did was break down this piece of scrap into more manageable sizes. And then I wanted to make sure that the faces of this piece of scrap were perfectly flat so that it glued together really well. And to do that, I used the hand plane. Now this took a lot longer than I'm willing to admit, but if you decide to use a hand plane yourself, just remember to make sure it's sharp and take slow and light passes. Once the glue dried, I used the table saw to cut the blank down into a 2-inch square. Now that we have our blank, we have to figure out a way to attach it to the lathe itself. Now usually this would be done with a lathe chuck, but I'm here. What are we making today? Dude, what are you doing here? You said we need a chuck to make something awesome on the lathe, so here I am. Yeah, so this video is literally called Make Shot Glasses with a Lathe, No Chuck. So that means you can't be in this video. Seriously? Seriously. Man, whatever. I didn't want to help anyways. Anyways, so a lot of people like to use a chuck on the lathe to hold the blank. Now these chucks are really expensive, so today what I want to do is try and find a way to make the wooden shot glasses without chuck. Alright, so I've got the blank attached to this faceplate. It was pretty easy to do. All I did was cut out a circle piece from a piece of plywood. I screwed it to the faceplate, and then I ran a screw through the center into the block of wood. Now, I'm a little worried this is going to spin if I apply too much force to it. So what I'll probably do is put a little bit of hot glue around the outside edge just to give it a little extra strength because I'm a little nervous this isn't gonna work and I don't wanna make this video twice. There we go. So this is all good. Focus. Got some hot glue on there. I think that's gonna hold it really well. If you were on the edge about whether or not you should get a hot glue gun for your shop, I would say buy a hot glue gun for your shop. Also, make sure the camera is focused on your face before you start talking. Let's get turning. Alright, so here's the deal. I just shaped this, and I did a really good job of it if I do say so myself, but when I filmed it, I didn't. I hit the button to start recording, but the camera was already recording, so it stopped recording, and I just did a lot of work and didn't record any of it. But I promise you, it would have looked super awesome if I'd have recorded it. So you can see here, I've got this nice shape here. I did that using a couple of different tools. I used the round woodpecker's carbide tip, and I also used a spindle gouge that came with a pen turning kit. That's really handy to get into these kind of tighter spaces. So now that I've got that done, I'm gonna go ahead and finish drilling this hole down, I don't know, yay deep or so. Hopefully we don't pop through it. Okay, so now, whew, It's pretty hot in the garage right now. So I've got that hole drilled. One thing to remember when you're drilling these holes, just be sure to make sure that your Forstner bit is super sharp. I could do a video about it if you want. Make sure you comment in the links in the comments down below. That's where comments go. The next step is to get this little puppy sanded up while it's still attached to the faceplate. Once it's sanded, then we can go ahead and use the parting tool and cut right in there and get this guy cut off, and then we're pretty much done. So let's do it. The shot glass is looking really good now, but it's not quite finished because we haven't applied finish. After we apply the finish, we can start drinking. All right, so I'm just gonna coat this in a little bit of mineral oil. If you like this video, you're definitely gonna like my story time with Jake video, where I tell the story about how other Jake needed to make a new push stick for his table saw. So go check that out, and I'll see you in the next one.